What does ANZAC Day mean to you? In other parts of the world, you will have other days that you remember and celebrate the lives, the service and the sacrifices of your soldiers. In Australia, we celebrate and remember our soldiers each year on the 25th of April. We call the day ANZAC Day, short for Australia, New Zealand Army Corps. My name is Dan, and this is a 40-year-old V-twin Yamaha. And if you come along for this ride today, I'll share some memories of both of my grandfathers who served in World War II, and I'll show you some interesting pictures. Oh shit, that sign's saying there's a truck crash up ahead and the road's closed. But it's way past where I'm turning off, so we'll keep going. My grandfather on my mother's side, whose name was Victor, owned an old Indian motorbike before he went off to war, and I was lucky to find this old photo of him on it taken before the war. It's not a great picture, but for those days when photography was pretty rare, I'm lucky to have any picture of him at all. He sometimes told me stories about his old Indian motorbike. I don't know what year it was, but I think I remember him telling me that it had a sidecar attached when he got it, but it was so scary to ride that I think I remember him saying he took it off. The other story I remember him telling is that he parked it in a friend's shed when he went off to war, and when he came back, he never ever went to pick it up. I'm not sure why, but I think he just came home from war, got married, and just got on with life. Maybe it was just too far away to worry about getting, or maybe it had no real value back then. Okay, I'm going to do a Yui here. I've just had a thought. I drive past this little side road all the time, and I've never been up there. And I'm wondering, because it heads towards the river direction, if it might lead to some nice old farms, old riverbank farmhouses. So I think today it's worth the little adventure to go and have a look. I remember when he told me the story. He was probably 70 years old by then, and I said, "Hey, why don't we go look for this shed and see if it's still there?" But he just laughed and told me that it would be long gone. Anyway, he served over in the desert in an Air Force squadron called the Desert Harassers. You can see him here in this picture with machine guns and fighter aircraft parked in the background. Notice how they were spaced out to make attacking them harder. Interestingly, this photo in real life is just a little bit bigger than a postage stamp, and he sent it home to my grandmother during the war, and she kept it all her life. But because of its tiny size, the planes and guns in the background were not noticeable. So it just looked like he was camping in the desert. And that's how my grandmother's seen it all her life. Oh crap. That's the end of the road. Will I keep going? Put this road bike into off-road mode or what? Yeah, let's keep going. It doesn't look too bad. It was only a few years ago after Nan had died that I thought of scanning the picture and enlarging it. And when you can see the background, it gives a whole new meaning, a much scarier and more deadly meaning to the little photo, and probably helps explain why my grandfather had trouble with nerves and ulcers all his life. He told me once about the squadron having to pack up and run from a German air attack, and his job was to drive the fuel tanker, which was a pretty attractive target to the German fighter planes. He said his mates gave him the nickname of Cruncher because he was trying to get the fuel truck moving so quickly that he was crunching the gears as he sped off. My other grandfather, Harry, served in Darwin at the top of Australia, which the Japanese attacked. Okay, hit a dead end. So that's not what I was expecting at all. Just road to locked gates. Time to turn around and see if I can get out of here. The bombing of Darwin, or the Battle of Darwin, often referred to as Australia's Pearl Harbor, as it was the first and largest direct attack on Australian soil during World War II. On the 19th of February 1942, Japanese forces launched 2 air raids on Darwin, involving 242 aircraft, including 188 carrier-based aircraft and 54 land-based bombers. The raids killed 235 people, with an additional 300 to 400 wounded. The raids damaged civil and military facilities and destroyed 30 aircraft and sunk 9 ships. You know, their generation went through a lot. Must have been very traumatic for them. But they got through it, and they worked, and they built a better country for us all. So on the 25th of April, on ANZAC Day, we remember them all. That's about it for this video. If you'd like to help a small channel out, I'd really appreciate a sub and a like and a comment if you want. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next video.